and a good afternoon to everyone out there.
What's up?
How are you guys doing? Charlie Collins, one of the first to arrive.
Charlie.
We are waiting for our
Oh, Charlie
yes,
Collins. Wait a minute.
Charlie Collins.
That might be like foreshadowing of something. Charlie
Dave
Collins.
Steele in the house.
What's up, Dave?
There we go.
There we
Good
go, is right.
afternoon.
What's up,
A
brother?
good afternoon to you as well, or good evening, I should say.
Of course, yes. It's a dark, cold winter night here.
It's about the same thing here in Baltimore. Not dark yet, but it is definitely cold. It feels wintry. Thank God no snow yet, but we're hanging in. So, how's your week going?
Yeah, it's going. It's been a kind of up and down week. We had we had one of the kids in hospital yesterday. Went over his ankle at school. Damaged his ligaments. Louis, who's done it before countless times, but not for a little while. So he was due a hospital trip. So he's got one of these big kind of moon boot things on now, hobbling about.
One of those moon boots. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. So support boot. Yeah, he's back into school tomorrow. So we had that yesterday. Yeah, but someone a flatbed lorry hit Amy's car.
Oh.
Was she in it at the time?
She was in it at the time.
Oh no!
Is she all right? You just remind me.
Yeah,
of
she's
story.
fine. She's fine.
You just remind me of a story where while we're waiting for some individuals to join, I'm going to share this little story here with Mr. B. Fox and Dave. So this goes back, I don't know how many years, living in Brooklyn, New York, and lived on a dead-end street, and one of the houses on the block was under construction. So while there construction going on, they were bringing in these, here in the U.S., they're quite common. I'm sure they're common in the U.K. Those massive roll-off dumpsters, containers, where they put all the rubbish, as you would say in the UK, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And and so what happened was, it was on a Sunday, I believe it was, and middle of the afternoon, and all of a sudden, my neighbor goes, "Is that your blue car out there?" And I'm like, "Yes." "Well, I think you might want to come out and take a look at it." I'm like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" "Well, come out and take a look at it." So when they were lowering that container, the driver of the truck didn't realize that my wife's car was there, and they lowered the container onto the car.
Oh my God.
And on top of that, the driver decides, like, "Nah, I don't think anyone saw. I'll drive away."
Yeah.
So we quickly went out there, took pictures, called up the container company, because we know which container company it was. They had a container just down the block, on the block, and we were able to get it rectified, but it wasn't easy. They didn't want to first they didn't pay. It was a nightmare, and they didn't want to go through insurance.
That's kind of what sort of happened here. Amy was on a lunch break. For those of you that don't know, Amy works in a school, what you'd call an elementary school in America. It's a primary school here in the UK. So from the ages of kind of 4 to 11, and she was on a lunch break, and she was driving back to school, and there was a flatbed kind of lorry coming towards her.
Hey, by the way, just for those of us here in the U.S., a lorry is a delivery truck.
Yeah, sorry. And so she pulled in between two cars to kind of let it come past, and it went through at speed and scraped all the back of the car and continued to drive. So she had to kind of spin round and kind of flash it down, and eventually got the guy, and he denied all knowledge of knowing it had happened. And,
does it say does it say DHL on the side of Amy's car now?
Not far off.
Not far off. Okay.
So
okay.
It was actually a roofing company truck, but it was like a sort of flatbed, sort of like with a kind of little mini crane thing on the back, and big thing. Yeah. But I kind of up and down week. The stresses of adulting, as we say, but we all kind of deal with these things, and we move on. But there's up and down. We're looking forward to the weekend. Today's been a fairly good day. I just took delivery of my new phone today, so I'm
Nice.
coming to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm coming
Hey,
to
you know
you
what?
on.
I want to tell you something. The quality, the picture, I do see a difference.
Yeah, this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max,
Nice.
which has just come out.
I
Which
see.
is
I see. Can you guys, I don't know, Charlie, anyone out there, comment? I'm curious if you guys see a difference. I do see a difference. To me, you look a lot clearer.
yeah, the camera quality is really really good, and it's
And what
got
do you
some
think?
really cool. It's got some really cool accessible features on it as well. Obviously, it's great for kind of shooting videos and things like that, obviously. But it's got a feature within it, which I've not kind of played about with yet or worked out how to use it. I actually posted an article on my page a few weeks ago, and I've seen the same article kind of flying around where it actually through something called a LiDAR sensor, which is a depth perception sensor within the camera. It can detect how close you are to people in a room.
Okay. That's pretty
So
cool.
it's going to help with kind of mobility and things like that, and
Nice.
social distancing, which
Nice.
we spoke about. So I'm going
Absolutely.
to be kind of actually. I had a conversation with Sam Seavey literally about a week ago with regards to this, and he said,
Sam
I'd love
Seavey
to.
from The Blind Life.
Absolutely, I said I'd love. He said I'd love to get my hands on an iPhone 12 Pro, but he's not, able to do so at the moment. And I said, well, if I'm getting one, I'll see if I can test it out for you.
You should come
And,
to Baltimore. I think a couple people in this office might have.
yeah.
So we'll talk to him about that. I want to. There was a message that was relayed to me a short time this afternoon, which was to me, it made me feel really good, and this is going to make you feel really good. Someone had called up the low vision shop, had a technical question, I think, with the device, and the individual said to one of my colleagues, "I got to be quick because I have to get ready for tea and poetry."
Oh,
How sweet is that? How
that's so
sweet is
great.
that? I don't know if that person is out there. Kudos to you. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything. But I want to give a warm welcome to everyone here on this Wednesday afternoon/evening. Doreen, hope you're doing well as well. It's great to be back. I have been looking forward to this hour of tea and poetry, one of my favorite hours of the week, and we appreciate everyone being here and the continued support. So it's been incredible, and I am confident it's going to be another incredible hour here. Just a couple of things to go through. We have 3 ways how you can connect with us to get our attention. One, you can raise your hand. If you raise your hand, like Travis already has his hand raised, and
Travis?
we're gonna bring Travis in, I think, early today because Travis was not able to attend last week, and he sent me this really nice email apologizing. So I think, Travis, we're going to bring you on in just a moment. I think we're going to let Dave say a piece of poetry first, but Travis, you are number 1 tonight. And so, again, 3 ways to connect with us. 1, raise your hand. That means we're going to bring you into the mix. Number 2, you can post in the Q&A, or you can send a message through the chat. So those are the ways to connect with us. If you raise your hand, I'm going to assume you want to be brought in to the mix here. If you would like to join with video, that's great. If you only want audio, that's also great. But you should feel comfortable. This is a great environment, and this is all about sight loss and making everyone feel comfortable here in this chat. So, Dave, kick it off with some poetry.
Yeah. Okay. So before I get into the first piece of poetry, kind of topic tonight, I want to really open it up tonight. We've not got a special guest as such, but what I'd like to do tonight is actually everyone out there be our special guest tonight, and especially you, B Fox, in the studio, because I want to talk about the summit that happened just last weekend.
Wow.
Because I was very honoured to speak on the Saturday, and I know quite a few people who are on the call tonight were tuning in, and a lot of you guys out there were there for the entire kind of weekend of the summit. So I want to speak about that and actually find out myself a bit more about what was going on. My daughter Ellie was down,
and sorry to cut you off there. I also want to bring in maybe Allison and Philip, because absolutely. I believe there was a West Coast meet. Hopefully it took place, but I know.
Cool. Okay. We said we heard that was coming.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great kind of seeing, everyone kind of connecting. I know some of the speakers that were speaking at the summit that weekend have already been on the show here. The likes of Morton. And it was great. I got the honor of following Kirk Adams, which was fantastic. So yeah, I want to kind of, get people on and talking about that tonight. And so you guys are going to be my special guest tonight, and especially you, B Fox.
Awesome.
Bringing me on to you. I want you to, well, you always do this anyway, listen to this piece of poetry. There's going to be things you'll take from it. You don't have to speak about them all. Some of them just let them go in your heart. But the ones we feel okay and comfortable to speak about, let's do that. So yeah, there's a few messages I want to kind of get out tonight. Okay.
Take it away.
I know without my weaknesses, I wouldn't be so strong. I know without understanding, I wouldn't feel like I belong. I know without my vision, these answers I won't see. For I don't need my eyes to know who I am meant to be. I know that there'll be people who'll never understand, forever criticizing with their heads stuck in the sand. I know I'll never change that. I'll just smile and walk away. This life's too short to waste a thought on all the games they play. I know who really counts now, and I know who's on my side. I know that despite blindness, live this life, enjoy the ride. These lessons made me grateful, made me see more than before. I'm happy for this blind life, no matter what's in store. So don't focus on the tunnel, the blur and glare of sun. There's far too many dreams to chase and battles to be won. So swipe your cane with confidence. Today will be your day. You don't need sight to win this fight. We'll always find a way.
That is, boom is right.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Not these ones though.
Ben, you want to comment on that first?
I do. Yeah. Before I even comment, I want to let you know, I last time I was in the studio here was recording a shout out and testimonial to my favorite poet.
Hey.
I think you might know him.
Is his name Dave Steele?
Byron Keats.
Certainly is Dave
Wordsworth.
Steele, the blind poet. Yeah, Orly Shamir also. So be looking for those hitting Facebook soon.
I'm still off Facebook, by the way.
Yeah.
So what stuck out about that, obviously, to me, I have a mantra in my heart, and it's similar to that, and it's inspired by things you said to me in person when you came over to New Jersey recently, and not that recently though.
Yeah, not recently enough.
Too long ago, my brother.
Yeah.
You know what? It's starting to feel like a long time.
Too long ago.
Starting to feel like a long time.
Yeah, I can't say recently anymore. When you were here too long ago, my brother.
Nearly a year ago.
To it again. One thing you said to me then is you said we were on a stage literally before anybody else got there. My man B was right
I remember
there.
that night. That was on a Thursday night. You had just flown in, picked you up
just
from the
met
airport,
in person for the first time.
got you settled into the house in Jersey, and then I took you over to the convention center.
And I'm there with crew setting up chairs.
Yes, a lot of chairs.
Yeah.
Too many to count.
And then Dave and I went up on stage, sang a couple songs, just had fun. It was a lot of fun. And as we're walking down, Dave Steele, whom I'm a big fan the first time, he says something along these lines like, Ben, I'm not sure that I'd change it. In fact, I don't think I would, because look at this, Ben, look at all this. Look at the people's lives that we are now part of, and they're part of ours. And Dave, both you and I, we've done things in our past, like before blindness hit us. And it's like, I'm starting to feel a little bit more like blindness has hugged me now. And I pray to God that if in another world, there were two guys like us that didn't meet because they weren't going blind, that somehow they would if they should. But like, what if we weren't going blind? We wouldn't have met each other. So that's what stuck out to me in this poem. Look at the blessings that we have now.
Just a quick technical question. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Okay. You're a little bit quiet, but
a little
can
quiet.
Hear.
Is it better when I go right like that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's only a little bit. It's still good. Okay. It's comfortable.
All right, comfortable. Okay.
What I was going to say was, I actually, you're on the right lines there. What we were talking about. I saw one of these kind of e-cards on Facebook or something last night, I think it was, and it was one of these. We've seen them all before. It was like, what would you say to yourself 20 years ago, your younger self? And I just remember thinking, I'd just say, don't worry, it will all work out in the end. And I think that's really true with everything that we kind of go through and all these things we kind of talk about. And it's in that poem there is, we all have this journey that a lot of us are still on, and there's lots of ups and downs, like, the way the weeks go and things can go wrong or whatever, but it all works out in the end. And
we're all on a journey. We're just on different tracks.
Absolutely. And if I was to look back on my life, and I actually put a post out today. I don't know if any of you read it. You wouldn't, Barry, because you're not on Facebook. But if there's any way of you showing Barry, I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
It was a post that I shared. You get your Facebook memories. I think it was shared from a couple of years ago. It was Suicide Prevention Week, and I spoke about my kind of younger days, which I've alluded to and we've spoke about on previous week's episodes, where there was a lot of times in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, where I was homeless and struggled with depression and attempted suicide a few times and had some really, really dark times in my life. And I also had dark times at the beginning of my journey with low vision and sight loss. But, looking back on everything that I've been through, all the dark times, I would go through it all again to get to where I am now. And I think that's something that, comforts me when I'm having a bad day or a bad week, because I know that it won't last. We talk about it all before. We talk about learning to breathe while you still grieve and all that sort of thing. Yeah. And I know now that I wouldn't change any. I would go through all those horrible days where I thought that there was no way out and that everything was going wrong to get to where I am now. And that really helps me. That comforts me, and it really inspires me to put some of the things I put in the poetry.
You said dreams to chase, and then I think the next line was you don't need your sight. Is that correct?
Well, it was kind of the dreams to chase. Hang on a second. So don't focus on the tunnel, the blur and glare of sun. There's far too many dreams to chase and battles to be won. So swipe your cane with confidence. Today will be your day. You don't need sight to win this fight. We'll always find a way.
And I want to say that you could also say that you don't need your sight to accomplish your dreams.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, how many people we've spoke to in the weeks of tea and poetry are testament to that?
It is 100% correct.
Everyone's doing it.
That is true.
In their own way.
That is very true. So if, with your permission, Dave, I would like to bring on Travis. He's been waiting so patiently. I know he's been waiting probably almost 2 weeks to come on.
I want to say one last thing real quick. Dave, you asked me one thing that stuck out to me big time is those tough times. Mm-hmm. Think about it, like if you've ever loved someone and you just want to give them a gift and they've got everything they want, or you don't necessarily have something in hand you can give them, but what if you could give them a good feeling of being understood? And I'll tell you from experience, and I want everyone on the call to know this, in times that I've spoken to Dave when I was coming into adjusting to acceptance of what's happening with my vision and how that affects my day-to-day, Dave, you gave me the gift of understanding. And where would that have come from if it weren't from those days that you lived through as a gift that you are now giving to the world? So I invite everyone to think of that.
Costs nothing.
Yeah.
Travis, how are you?
Good. How about you, everybody?
Doing great.
Travis.
Oh, so nice to hear your voice.
It's so nice.
Definitely. I've been looking forward to this. Sorry I had to miss last week, unfortunately. I had a last-minute appointment that came up, and unfortunately, it could not be changed, as you probably know.
No apologies needed. We missed you, but it's great to have you back on the call. How has your week been? What have you been up to? Let us know what's going on in your world, Travis.
The week's been really well, going great. Just getting ready for Thanksgiving next week, and still working at Home Depot, which has been going really well. And last Saturday we were extremely busy, and we are having our Black Friday sales event going on right now at our store, despite what's happening. And we're all staying healthy in my house.
Good.
Good to know.
And we're getting a bit of rain where I live, but the Bay Area, a couple hours north, where Philip is, I guess he's been getting a lot of rain. And
Travis, I want to ask you something. Just going on from what we were just talking about just then, to kind of keep the topic going. If you could speak to yourself 20 years ago, or before you kind of done all the things you've done in your life, in the last so many years, what advice would you give to yourself?
So what I would give to myself is, continue to be positive. That's one thing. And also continue to succeed, do well in life, and just have a brighter future. Continue to have a bright future. And just not look at the negatives so much.
Mm-hmm.
Can't look at the negatives. We get distracted and caught up with the negatives. And I even say to myself, and then Ben and I, we have some deep conversations on a weekly basis.
Give me good advice, you guys.
And, I think a big key to success in life is having that positive mindset and really fighting those urges to get that negativity out of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, for sure. I mean, we just have to enjoy, ourselves, be positive. And of course, the big thing now is you have humor, especially now. We need more sense of humor.
Travis, you come across to me as someone that instills humor every day and make people smile everywhere you go.
Yep, that's right. That is very true. And
God bless you for that, my brother.
Well, thank you. No, so things have been going very well. I'm just so glad to be a part of this group. And
we're proud to have you here.
Thank you. And we kind of talked about you when I had my monthly blind group meeting, last Monday via Zoom, with Allison and all. You guys came up a bit in the meeting.
Nice.
And it's just, and I'm just glad I found this, thanks to Miss Allison, which I'm sure she'll probably be coming on. I have a feeling.
I hope so. She's here. I hope she will.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Travis. It was great to hear your voice. And I'm going to send you back to the attendee as an attendee. But if you want to come back, you have something else you want to share with us before we close things out later, just raise your hand and we'll get you back on.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome. I'll continue to be on and see what's happening. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's funny just hearing, what we were just talking about there with Travis about, he said it about focusing on the positive. And this is really strange. I'm going to share. I've got one poem I'm going to share with you now, which I had kind of lined up. And it's spooky how these things go, as we know from previous weeks. I just wanted to listen to this before we bring the next person in. We often talk of all the things that this RP has cost. Spend little on the things we've gained. Instead, we speak of loss. Stay focused on our tunnel walls and what may lie ahead. We've wasted far too many dreams whilst lay awake in bed. But there has been a change in me since vision disappeared. I've battled for my freedom. I've faced these things I feared. I took my independence back from isolation's jaws. I've spent too many days inside, but now see open doors. Appreciate the things that count. No more material. I used to feel half empty. Today, my glass is always full, half full. Or full, yeah. The guilt is passing on my genes. The times are feeling sad. These days, I'd rather concentrate on being the best blind dad. But even though I'm positive, sometimes I still feel down. The wrinkled lines upon my face are deeper when I frown. Though I know that these challenges are a thing I'll learn to cope. For even in the thickest haze, I'll find the way for hope.
You can always find the way to hope.
Exactly that.
Always. Positive mindset, stay focused, will always guide you in the right direction.
And we guide each other.
That is true. That is very true. I feel that.
And I've got to say, before we kind of bring someone else on, I really had a big smile on my face seeing the post from the Low Vision shop on Instagram of me in my Ravens gear. Knowing you guys were kind of thinking of me, and
we're
and
always
missing.
thinking about you. Always
No,
thinking about
appreciate
you.
that. Yeah,
Literally.
appreciate it.
We are always thinking about you. I
Hey.
want to go ahead. You go ahead, Ben.
Dave, the word hope, you hit it hard last line on that. Can you tell me, please, what does the word hope embody for you personally?
Just exactly what we were just talking about, as in, even through the darkest times, there's always hope. We know things won't last. There's always, as far as what I hope for, wow. I hope to, I feel so blessed with where I am in this journey. And, I'm constantly busy with stuff. I've got another interview tomorrow for a podcast we're doing, another couple at the weekend for some UK stuff. And I'm constantly every day being given new opportunities to reach more people. And, we've spoke about it in the past before about how the poetry for me is a means to an end. It's a way of me being able to kind of have an effect on people and help them the way that I want to be helped. And every time that I help someone, it heals me. And that's really important. It does. Every time
what you just said, by the way, I think is really important, because I've been blessed to work with individuals with low vision and blindness that come in on a pretty continuous basis here into the office. And I personally get involved, do a lot of demonstrations with technology. And when I know that that I am able to assist someone with a device, it just means the world to me. You really feel it inside you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, and when it comes from the heart, it means so much more. I am able to kind of impact people with the poetry because the things that I talk about in there are real to me, from my early days, but they're also when I have my bad days, as we all still do. It's still relevant. So the stuff that I'm talking about, I'm still, I'm going through. I'm not just trying to talk about things, but my life is perfect, and I'm trying to, inspire other people, because my life isn't perfect. My life is
Trust me, mine's not perfect.
No one's life is
not perfect. No one's life is perfect. But
there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people, and we kind of spoke about a little bit in that first poem. There's a lot of people out there who, try and make out that their lives are, all good, all perfect, everything's amazing, and it's not the real. It's not the real world.
Nope.
And you can only affect people so much if you don't keep it real.
That is, and I can count on you to keep it real, Dave. And for years, I've counted on you to keep it real.
Yeah, I just we've got to kind of be truthful with it. And I've spoke about it before. I speak about a lot of positivity, but it's not like everything in life, we have our bad days, but it's about. I use the poetry, and other people, say to me that they use my poetry to kind of get them through to those bad days. And that could be listening to something that's positive, listening to that hope, or listening to me talk about the tough times and the really dark times, and knowing that they're not alone. And those two things are equally as powerful and equally as helpful to get us to move forward.
And equally as necessary.
Absolutely. It's life.
Yeah, I was actually going to call Charlie in, but he disappeared on us. So hopefully he'll come back and say a few words. So again, Allison, I don't know if you would like to come on. First of all, anyone, I would love to hear Allison. If you want to come on, I would love to. Please raise your hand, and Philip as well. Raise your hand if you guys want to come on. I'm not sure if you guys ended up meeting, if it worked out, if you guys did.
Also, I'm going to pull up a Facebook message he sent me to show Barry, because I got to tell him this right away. He's going to be happy.
What? Who are we talking about here?
About Allison. So Allison on the summit.
Okay.
We made that big announcement about the Blind Dance Film Festival. The Blind Dance Film Festival on the summit.
Where's that sweatshirt?
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm forgetting. I'll get it in a moment. Hold on. Is Allison coming on?
Are you referring to Allison Berger?
Yeah.
Allison is here.
So check this out. This is a message that Allison sent me.
Don't worry, Allison. We're not going to. I'm going to bring Philip on right now. So Philip's coming right on. Hold on a second.
You're gonna love it.
I can't see.
Okay. The top one. We're talking about awesome, fun ideas for blind dance. And I don't know if you guys know about, and I'm not going to announce it by now. This is just teasing right here, but Allison's got quite the foundation. Quite the foundation. She should come on and tell everybody, but she's caught the attention of people across the country, probably internationally. But anyway, I was just like checking out what she's up to in the world, and I was like, I wonder if she'd ever want to work with blind dance. Anyway, I just showed Barry the message that she sent me. So.
I just saw it.
What do you think of that?
I think it's awesome.
What do you think of that,
Philip, how are you?
I am very well. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad to be with you again today.
We're
Good
glad
to hear your
have
voice,
you.
Philip.
Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Barry, for connecting me with Allison. We did get connected. We chatted a few times on texting. It's just timing was very difficult. She had only like a day and a half, and we both had appointments full of schedules. So hopefully next visit, we'll make sure. Now we are connected, so hopefully next time we will be able to meet.
Perfect. Well, I'm glad
But
you
I
guys
appreciate
are connected.
your effort and connecting us together.
It's my greatest pleasure. That's what this is about. It's about creating the network, the friendship, and being able to connect with people all around the world. And the fact that you guys are, not too far from each other, but it's always nice when we can connect people together.
Yeah, and that was, she has a lots of information, resource, and I was very impressed with her website.
Yep, Allison is going to come on right now also.
Yeah, I had the chance to look up her website. I was very, very impressed.
All right, Allison's coming right on.
What's up?
Coming right on. We're just waiting for, here we go. Hey, Allison.
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing great.
What's up?
Hi. I don't, oh, here, video. Blind chick trying to figure this out.
There you are.
Hello, Allison.
Hi, how are you all?
We're doing great.
Good.
How was the summit, Allison? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was just great to have all of the connections in the 17 countries. And I made some connections. I've got to text with Clark, he's amazing. And I got to, just connect with Ben a bit. And it's just wonderful. You guys have created this platform, which I think the world needs right now more than anything. And it all just became because of you, Dave. I connected with you, and it's bringing people together, and I think it's just a great place. And it's allowed me, your question at the beginning, what would you say to your 20-year-old self? For me, because I've had vision issues my whole life, it would be to know that I'm okay.
Yeah.
And, I think it's been reiterated over and over. And every time I get with my tribe, this community, it just helps, that you're not alone and that you can make a difference. And it's just one thing at a time, one day at a time, being positive, like Travis said, and, doing what you can to help others. Because when you do that, when I've done that, when I'm doing that, I'm really, truly helping myself. That's what I know.
When you have those kind of tough days, when you're having a bad day, or your eyes are bad and you get frustrated, and things aren't going well, things going wrong, life's getting in the way, what do you kind of say to yourself? What's your kind of thing that gets you through?
To realize that it's just a passing. It will pass, even though I used to sit and wallow in it a lot longer, but now I guess I've kind of realized that by listening to other people's stories, that it's just a time and it will get better. You can't tell people that, but I've become to learn that either your mindset changes, you go out and go for a walk in nature, read a book, something inspiring, get out of your own head and go do something that's productive.
And it's perfectly natural as well.
Yeah, and reach out, because I have bad days. We all do, nothing.
Trust me, we all do.
Right?
We all do.
Yeah. And it's just being real about it. you
Yeah.
know?
And it helps when we've got a good kind of framework of people we can kind of call on. I have these conversations with people who reach out to me through the poetry. Every day I get messages. And I always say the same thing to people. I always say, I don't just write the words, I mean them. And that's that's not just a line, that is the honest truth. When I say that I'm there at the drop of a hat, I mean, God, anyone messages me, and I'm sure there's people out there, Doreen's out there, Ben's out there, this. Ben, if you message me, I'll message you back straight away.
You do?
I'm there. It's like I've always got my phone glued to my hand.
Yeah.
Which my wife Amy kills me about, but I literally I'm there for anyone that stranger. If you're going through any challenges with low vision, reach out to me, and I will try and be a friend and comfort in any way. And I did a radio interview with Red, who was on Team Poetry a few weeks back now. For RNIB Radio last week, and it was National Kindness Day or World Kindness Day or something like that. And we spoke about it, and I read some poetry, and we were just talking about it costs nothing, and it's the simplest thing. And that's been one of the biggest things that I've learned through my journey with low vision. It really taught me. I always say to focus on what's important, but also focus on that actually being nice to people and being courteous and friendly and genuine is the simplest of things. But often when you do that, those people that aren't used to it will kind of question it and view you with suspicion. I'm sure a lot of us have kind of had that, and I get that. I get that quite a lot. I got it, believe it or not, and I can talk openly here, as we all can. I got it from my own family. Not my family in this house, but my family, my blood family, would say to me, why are you doing this? What's in it for you? Are you making money out of this? Because you got to be making money out of this. And some people, as I said in that first poem, will just not get it, and that is perfectly okay. But we build our circle, no matter how small it is, and we get our framework of people who we know we can turn to. And that is what gets us through.
That's so true. I mean, I agree with you 100%. And it's, it makes you feel good to be nice and generous and kind, to help others. And that's my whole journey. I mean, I want to connect people because I know what it's like. Just somebody can say something, and you can be having a really difficult vision day or something just not going right. And somebody just, responds to you with a quick text or a poem, and it can make all the difference in the world. So I agree. It's it's wonderful.
Yeah, and we keep doing what you're doing. We're spreading the word, connecting with people, and we're on a mission here. And we're all doing it together. And there's going to be more things to come. We know we have the announcement at the weekend about blind dance, which you can talk about more. You can talk more about that now. You've been dying to tell people now for weeks and weeks and weeks. So let's we can talk more about that, about all the things.
BlindDanceStudios.com.
Yes.
I learned so much from you, Dave and Allison.
What's that?
I said I learned so much from you right this moment, from you, Dave and Allison, about kindness, how to be able to support others.
Yeah, I mean, look, really nice of you to say that you're learning stuff from us, but this stuff, Philip. This stuff. Sometimes we just forget how easy it is, or we can't see, the wood for the trees, or whatever terminology or expression you want to use. It's always right there, and sometimes it's just really simple. But we get so caught up in the world and everything else that sometimes we have to kind of just take a step back to refocus. And it's amazing how we use our blindness to refocus.
And that's what I appreciate about you, Dave. You just put me always on the reset button to realize what I missed. So even if I know it. But it's good that I'm in your team.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being on our team. B,
Yeah.
blind dance. Tell those people who weren't on the call what we got coming up.
Yeah.
I love it. Real quick, I want to say I really appreciate what both of you said. Allison, you said what stuck out to me. We all have to get out of our own heads. And how do we forget that? How do I forget that? It's so simple, but that's why we have friends just to remind us of these things. Thank you. And on that day, you had my back big time calling me over one of these recent weekends. And what you said that really stuck out to me is regardless of the size, look at the quality of our circle. And it's always growing, but our circle, and we can turn to one another. And that's just, there's a power to that, guys. And thank
It's
you.
the golden circle.
It's a golden circle.
It is.
So about Blind Dance Film Festival. Thank you for this opportunity, Dave. When I was 18 years old, on top of having retinitis pigmentosa, I have really thin retinas, which I understand happens to some folks with RP, and they both fell off when I was 18. It was interesting though, because when I was 18, I had a Sundance film, a short film, and I was one of the first 8 teenagers, and you had to be 18 years old, and that was the whole thing in the Gen Y Theater at Sundance Film Festival, and I was one of the 8 18-year-olds, and I thought I was going to be in Hollywood by the next year.
You're in Hollywood right now.
What? Blind Dance Studios, y'all. And courtesy of the Low Vision Shop, I sincerely appreciate the donation of the space, and we're putting it to good
It's our
use.
pleasure.
It's awesome. So,
It's meant to be.
oh gosh, I love it. I agree with that too, by the way. And so the next thing I know, I'm preparing to go blind, and they're like, "All right, young man, like you're gonna need to." By the way, I had a significant detached retina in my left eye, and I had to spend 5 weeks on one side with a gas bubble holding stitches up. And if I would have moved my eye or my head around, the gas bubble could pull the stitches out. So for 5 weeks, I was on one side. I probably said that multiple times, but that's significant because I spent that time thinking about how I was not going to be in Hollywood. And I kept telling myself that in my head over and over again. Never going to make films, never going to make films, never going to make films, never going to make films. And I've had to say so many more times, wait a minute. I am making films. We're making films. We're making them together. And so Blind Dance Film Festival, this is 20 years later. I'm 38. And all of a sudden, the right people, the right technology, I didn't need it, I guess, because we could have made it without it, but it's here, guys. It's exciting. The right time. Guys, we're making scripts. We're filming. We have people right here in Baltimore. We have a working while blind house with a room waiting for Dave Steele, guys, ladies and gentlemen. And we have people that are blind right now. We're working together. And part of the deal to come to work at the working while blind house is you have to have an idea for a film. Documentary films are really great ways to tell your story. And we have the blind chef, Oily Shamir. She's climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. We're helping her do that. We're helping her raise funds for that. We're helping her build a documentary film around this entire experience. We're going to Sedona. Barry Asman, myself, Orly Shamir, a bunch of us. We're going to go.
Sedona Dave.
Thank you, my brother. See Sedona Blind. We're literally, guys, like we have permits. We have insurance for filming. We have real cameramen. We have real cameras. We even have a drone.
We've got real cameras here also.
Oh, in this
Not
office
this camera that we're on, but we've
Yeah.
got the real camera with the Pelican cases.
Oh gosh, guys, it's serious business, and it's like, but we're blind. What's going on with that? And last thing I'll tell you, and I'll thanks for this opportunity, Dave. I really appreciate it. And I got to get this one last thing out and into this share here. The guy that's coming out he's a mentor to us. So we have the See Sedona Blind documentary film. There's people that are blind on the film crew. But to guarantee that we have amazing, ridiculously awesome, top-notch footage, like I'm the most experienced film person on the crew, and I only had one little Sundance film, and I've done some things here and there, but I'm not a top-notch super. Actually, wait a minute. Why would I prevent myself? I am. I'm awesome.
You are.
But
You
I
are
got this
awesome.
guy Brent Day coming out, and he's going to bring all the top stuff, and he's going to train myself, give me some extra training, and some of these other people on the crew. And so it's like a working while blind documentary experience as we create a documentary. See Sedona Blind.
I had a dream
It's
that
just-
Dave was coming to Sedona, but
Like I'm looking at your face from my tunnel, Dave, and I'm stumbling my words. I'm like, I wish you were here with us to do this. And,
Yeah,
and
me
we're
too.
gonna make films, guys. And if you are out there, and last thing, if you're out there,
I want to say it goes beyond just making films.
Yeah.
It really does. I think films is more of an avenue to raise the level of awareness, bring people back to the workforce, and to elevate the message. And that's how that we feel that films are the avenue to make that
to
happen.
normalize what we do to succeed in the workplace and to show the how. That's what we're gonna do. And by the way, we've got prizes. And if you have a cell phone that has a camera in it, and I'm holding up a cell phone audio description, you can tell a story in front of it, and you can submit it to the Blind Dance Film Festival. We've already got prizes set up, and that's for another day. But, whew, just really happy, you guys. Sincerely and just deeply happy about all this, and I'm so happy.
It's going to be pretty incredible, and I've got some concepts that are going to be involved in the yeah, absolutely.
Lay it on, dude. I love it.
Well, we spoke about it a few weeks ago. I'm going to kind of I'll drop a little hint, but if anyone's seen the musical Hamilton, which is all spoken word, imagine Hamilton for the blind community. And I'll say no more, but it's something I'm kind of working on within this. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting. Very exciting.
Is the registration required, and is it open for everybody or only for the...
Free of cost. If you are blind or legally blind, it's free of cost, and it's open to anybody that's visually impaired. And if you want to help make a film and you're not visually impaired, ask someone who's visually impaired and blind to be on your crew, and then you're eligible.
That is correct. That is correct. We are going to be...
What are the dates?
Well, the film festival is going to take place, God willing, in person, November 2021. When we open up the ability for people to start submitting their films, which is probably going to take place in January, that's when, again, submissions can start rolling in, and we are going to start posting them and sharing them. And the goal is for people to create films, no matter if you have experience, it's your first time, you're scared to get in front of a phone, a camera, you can do it. You can create your own film, simple 5-minute story. You can be creative. You could be making a documentary. You can make it whatever you want to make it. And we encourage everyone out there to make a film because it will go a long way.
Yes. And IRA is the title sponsor. And if you care to make a film, IRA will give you an IRA scholarship. And as you go, you can apply for more IRA scholarships to continue your film.
Speaking of IRA, by the way, I don't want to get off track here. We are the Low Vision Shop, and the Sight Loss Support Group of Baltimore and beyond is going to hit Starbucks tomorrow afternoon between 2 and 3 Eastern. B, you going to be on hand for this?
I will have a coffee in hand for this.
And the goal is we want to get people to Starbucks to try out the IRA assistive technology service that is free of charge at Starbucks. It's on a trial period from now. Well, it started back in October. We've talked about it on a trial period till the end of the year. But tomorrow, specifically between 2 and 3 Eastern, if you visit a participating IRA/Starbucks location and you use IRA to place an order, we're going to have a live stream, a virtual, socially distant gathering tomorrow between 2 and 3. And we're giving away up to 20 free drinks with a value of up to $10 for each drink. So you can get that Frappuccino. If you just want your regular latte, you want a cappuccino, we're sponsoring 20 drinks tomorrow. So check out the Low Vision. Make them vente is right. Check out thelowvisionshop.com/Starbucks. thelowvisionshop.com/Starbucks. We have a link there to the IRA/approved locations that are part of this trial. Baltimore is on the list. We will be broadcasting and coming to you live from the Roland Park Baltimore Starbucks, which is the closest one. Well, not the closest to us, but that is the one that is closest to our office. Again, we are giving away drinks. Would love to see you. Raise a cup, have a cup of Joe, a bottle of water, whatever it is. Come and join us tomorrow. And if you're not going to be at a Starbucks, feel free to join us as well. So check it out.
That's wonderful. Does that include a private jet for the team from the West Coast to the East Coast?
Absolutely. Got the G650 loaded up and ready to bring you over.
Yeah, that'd
Hey,
be good.
you ready, Allison? I'm ready.
Are you ready?
You can detour by the UK and swing by for me. That'd be good.
Absolutely. In fact, it's the jet's departing right now, heading over to the UK. Then it's going to take a red eye right back over, straight to
Hey,
California.
Listen,
And then
listen.
to
You
the
know,
East Coast.
Planner. You're an excellent planner.
We've
I
got
want to say something while we got you guys on. Like, you know, we spoke about over the last few weeks. I've really enjoyed seeing all the memories coming up on my kind of timeline on Facebook of the tour from last year, and finished off a few days ago. It was a year, a few days ago to the day since I kind of got back from the first tour, the first time me and Barry spent time together, and the last day we were in Washington DC, and I did a live TV appearance on Channel 8 News, didn't I, Barry?
yes.
And so seeing that, mate, if anyone's not seen that video yet, you can get onto YouTube and go to my my YouTube channel, the Blind Poet channel on YouTube, and you'll see all the videos there. But yeah, it was so great to kind of see all those memories coming up, and I'm just looking forward to making lots of new memories with all you guys over the next year.
Yes, brother.
Travis is requesting to come back in. We're bringing Travis right back in. So I'm feeling outnumbered here by the West Coast.
Yeah.
What's up?
And I'm going to bring Gerald in right after. Travis, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Travis, go ahead.
Hey, it's nice to meet you, Philip.
Very good to meet you too, brother.
Thank you. And Allison, it's good to see you. We definitely meet again.
Hi, Travis. We do.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. So since we've been kind of talking about the Go See Foundational, has anybody read the blogs on it at all by any chance? You know, on the Go See Foundation website?
I started when I was, I got the link just a couple of days ago, but I haven't finished it. I was just very impressed with the whole website. But this weekend, I'm planning to go over in detail because it's very, very powerful.
No, because there's some really good blogs, and some of the blogs you'll read, like the trips that we've done before all this happened, you'll find very interesting because they're tactile, like pottery and sea otter exhibits, for example. You'll find stuff about that. And also,
I'm aware of those trips. I have not read the blogs in detail, but I have seen the posts that are happening. I have seen them for sure.
And actually, if you check out the latest blog, there's an article that was written, and not only you'll see Allison's name in it, you'll see my name in it too.
Awesome.
Because Allison had been talking to a lady like in Wisconsin, and the person that she talked to, she interviewed me, and that's when I talked about how I've enjoyed Go See Foundation, what we hope to see when it comes to social distancing and all in the future. And you might want to check it out. It's a really good article. It was published last October, I believe.
We're going to check it out.
And what I really run into, that's where I stopped. Somewhere I run into that 6 years old, fully blind kid, and he was the best piano player. And that's where I stopped, and I couldn't do any farther. Do you remember that, Allison? You had it somewhere posted?
Oh, I think it was a link that I posted. There is I saw on Facebook, and I don't recall the name, but anytime I find, something that's inspiring, I'll put on the website, but I don't recall it was exactly what that was, but
it was very powerful. That's where I was like, oh, wow. 6 years old, and he was just amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
You're welcome. And you got a great thing going on, Allison, and just keep it up. And it's the best foundation on the West Coast if you come to the Central Coast in San Luis Obispo County and so forth.
Yeah, and let us plan next time. Let's make more time. I will definitely make a whole full day to meet up with anybody else on the West Coast. So
there's good wine tasting. There's a lot of good things on the Central Coast.
I'm sold.
Come on over.
Dave,
Get the jet ready. Get the jet ready.
Yeah, it's so good to But it's finally wonderful to meet you, Philip. I've heard so many good things about you. So,
Thank you, Travis.
and
I
you're
have,
from SF, right?
Just like 10 miles south, close to the airport.
Oh, okay. That you're probably not too far from Burlingame, too. Then probably.
Oh,
Correct,
I'm right
yeah.
next city to Birmingham, San Mateo.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness, what a small world! I'm originally
Yeah.
from Los Gatos, so
Oh, okay. So you know the whole area very well.
yep, I certainly do.
Nice, nice, nice. I just brought Geraldine in because Geraldine's been patiently waiting to come on. Geraldine, can you hear us?
I can. I can't
Hey.
see. Hi, I can't see you though, but I can hear you.
We'll take it.
All righty. Hi, everyone. I'm Geraldine from Baltimore, Maryland.
How you doing?
Baltimore
I'm
in the
well.
house.
I'm well.
Baltimore.
Good to
I
have you on the
Equalizing,
call, Geraldine.
equalizing here.
Hi, it's good to be here. Hey, Dave, I love your YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
I
Thank
can
you.
watch it anytime I want.
Yeah, thank you.
You are most welcome. I have myopia. I do have 20/25 in my right eye. In the left eye, it's 20/400. So it's, it's in between worlds. It's scary. It's very scary out here, but I'm doing well. I went to see a low vision specialist last week. I don't know what I would do without this group. When I walk in the world as a sighted person, because no one really knows what's going on with me, but I know, and I have you all on my back, and it just makes me stronger.
That's so good to hear. So
Yeah,
good to
yeah,
hear.
yes. So I'm grateful. Allison, you are so funny. When you came on, you was like, I'm a blind chick. I laugh because that's how I be struggling sometimes. I was cracking up. Allison, I definitely have to get your YouTube. You made me laugh.
Okay.
I really appreciate everybody.
I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad you can kind of relate to the stuff that we're talking about and the poetry, and it helps. That means the world.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're
Have
welcome.
a good week, everybody.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too.
So, Dave, I can't believe it's already that time.
Yeah.
Where does time go? So,
I feel like we need to sing a song or something.
Give you another poem.
about another-
Yeah, absolutely. And
another
we can do music one week. We can do something, I'm sure.
Sing for us, Dave.
I think I'm going to
can
save
sing.
that for when I'm out in
Oh.
America next. When I'm in the studio
Yeah.
with all the wonderful equipment, I maybe do a little bit of an unplugged kind of acoustic set for you guys. That'd be quite nice.
that would be nice.
Would be
Yeah.
something to really tune into.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
I'd love to do a repeat Eddie Echo kind of.
yeah, I actually
Oh my
touched base with
gosh.
Eddie. Reached
Yeah.
out to me the other day, actually.
If anyone doesn't know Eddie Echo, check him out on YouTube. He is an amazing visually impaired musician who is in where is he? He's always
Nashville.
in Nashville. Yeah, he's in
Nashville,
Nashville,
Tennessee.
and he's working with amazing people, soaking up the music, and yeah.
We should
He's
get.
running his own recording studio, guys, working while blind, literally having people that are sighted paying him to record their music.
I love it.
Shout out to Eddie Echo.
We love you, Eddie.
And I really
we-
want to
we-
get. I know
yeah,
she's
I
not
don't
on the
know
call
why-
tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't brought Eddie on.
I know we need to get Eddie on, but I know why she. I know she's not on the call tonight. But Bailey Barnes,
Mhm.
we need to get Bailey Barnes in the studio because that girl has got one amazing voice. If you haven't heard her sing yet, I know I've sent you a video B of her singing.
Yes.
She
is
reminds me a little
incredible.
bit of Kelly Clarkson a little bit back.
Yeah, and we
Ooh.
actually wrote and we've written a song together as well.
Who is that? You and Bailey?
Me and Bailey wrote a song together.
Really?
It's on YouTube, on her channel. She wrote a song for her nephew Braden,
Right.
who recently got my books. You saw the video of that. But yeah, we wrote a song together for her college project, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, so
Awesome.
Bailey's the gal that was on a couple weeks ago.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. Yeah.
Okay, is it BONDS?
No, it's Bailey Barnes. So it's BAILEY I think, and it's just Barnes, Barnes.
I can hack Allison if you want me to. I can put you guys in contact.
Yeah, do a link.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
had
Yeah.
connected
Ooh.
the dots that woman that you had on the other week was the woman who I had heard the song from.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
rewatch last week and go, oh,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Yep,
wow,
yep.
wow.
Yep.
So, Dave, you want to take it away and close things out?
Absolutely. So I'm going to leave you with this one along the same kind of theme of the poetry that I've been reading tonight. I'm sure you guys are all going to relate. Deep on many levels. Once again, a big thank you to everyone that's listened in tonight. Please keep spreading the word.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely. And hook me up on YouTube. We need some more subscribers to my all new The Blind Poet channel YouTube.
What about some testimonials?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking for testimonials as well. So anyone on the call tonight, get in touch with Barry and Ben. We're recording short videos at the moment for the blindpoet.net website. So if you've been affected by my poetry in any sort of way or affected by this group,
turn it into a film for Blind Dance.
absolutely.
Right
Record
there.
a short video saying how you feel, and let's get it on the website. But get in touch with B.
Multiple submissions.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to leave you with this one. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you again for another week of Tea and Poetry. I've been there at the bottom, heart and head consumed by doubt. Late till dawn with curtains drawn, alone with no way out. I felt like I was broken. Was there something wrong with me? Ashamed, depressed, a failed eye test with letters I can't see. No medicine can fix me, no way my eyes can heal. And every little left I lose, the more my spirits feel. But I won't let this beat me, though more blur is creeping in. But just because my sight's soon gone doesn't mean that blindness win. For I won't lose the vision that surges through my brain, that overcomes the obstacles my wildest dreams obtain. For if this blind man does it, then you can do it too. Like hidden scars and fading stars, I share these things with you.
Great piece of poetry to end the call. I want to thank everyone for participating tonight, for joining us. New faces and existing faces. Great to see everyone. Great to speak with everyone. Wish everyone a fantastic remainder of the week. If anyone is traveling next week for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday, wish you safe travels. Mr. B. Fox, will you be traveling?
I'm going to visit my mom for Thanksgiving.
Woohoo!
And I'll stand right wherever she tells me in the kitchen, out of the way, and I'll stand.
Wise words.
Looking forward to it.
So Mr. B. Fox will be coming to us from Arizona, and I will be holding down the fort here at the studio, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone, and I'll see you all next week.
No, we'll see everyone before Thanksgiving.
Hey, I'll introduce you to my mom next week, Dave.
Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week.
Thank you, Philip.
Bye, everybody.
Take care,
you,
Allison.
We'll see you next
Take
week.
Care, Take care, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
All the best.
You're welcome.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
rest of the week, everybody.
Thank you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.